Hello YouTube camera, here I'm at the farm dump again. Just it's a plastic, but it's older plastic, probably from the 50s, from the late 50s, early 60s. It's a murine for the eyes. It's a pretty good condition label, and because it's plastic, there's a good chance the label is going to survive. So normally I wouldn't take plastic, but this looks like an older one, probably like 60s or so. Unfortunately, I'm in the 1960s section of the dump, which is like the newest section, so I'm probably going to switch sections soon to an older section. Still, it is pretty cool. Bye. Hey guys, I just found the lid to what would have been a beautiful mason jar. I haven't found the pieces to the jar yet, so I'm hoping I'll find the jar. Oh wow, that's a nice lid. Beautiful color. Bye. Hey guys, one moment, I'm cleaning the lens. One moment. I just found a vintage paperweight. Unfortunately, it's one of the ones that would have probably had a picture on the inside, and the picture didn't survive. Still a nice find though. Yeah, nice heavy paperweight. Okay, bye. Just found something that looks really awesome. Oh my god, look at this ACL and it's huge. Hopefully it survives. Ah, what is it? Whoa. Shit, I don't think the label's gonna survive, but I'm gonna try. Oh no, the label's not gonna survive. Oh, I got so excited. It's a half a gallon root beer. Oh my god, that's so cool, but it's not gonna survive. Oh, I got so excited for a moment. I thought I had like a seltzer or something. Unfortunately, that ACL is not gonna survive, but look at that, that's so cool. I want to try to save it, but I don't have any spray paint with me. And it's already coming off. Shit, that would have been nice. Oh well, is it embossed at all? Nope, and it's not going to survive. I got so excited. It's a half gallon root beer, and it's a beautiful ACL. Unfortunately, something that really pisses me off and drives me absolutely insane is that almost every single ACL I've dug in this dump has been the kind where the label doesn't survive. That would have been amazing if it was a better quality ACL. Fortunately, I see something that looks like a soda in the dump, which I'm about to pull out. Shit, that would have been nice. But it's enough to motivate me to keep digging, and maybe I'll find one with a baked label instead of a painted label. Oh well. And maybe I will decide to try to save it. Oh, no, just never one of those. I'll dig a bit longer because I just found that. Oh, that would have been nice, but I don't think it's going to survive. Oh well. Hey guys, just got a neat bottle. Unfortunately unembossed, but it has a pretty cool design on it, so I'll take it. A kind of Art Deco style design. Hi guys, just got a nice ball ideal mason room jar. It's a decently older one, probably like 1930s or so. Nice. Let's keep digging. Hey guys, just found something interesting. It looks like a stencil of, looks like the letter M maybe. Huh, interesting. Don't know what it would have been for, but I'll take it. It's in one of the jars. Unfortunately, I just got basically pranked by the dump. I hate when this happens. I thought I had a whole plate. Look at this, but big chip out of it. And a really nice one too, like it's the kind of gold leaf where it doesn't come off when you wipe it. Shows it's high quality gold leaf. And I reckon and that brand looks really nice too. Look. Yeah, oh well. Let's keep digging. Just found something that could be good. No idea what it is yet, so I can't say. I'll let you know once I clean it up. Interesting though, it has like a little red switch on it. And maybe a sort of electrical device, I don't know. Ah, coming. Coming. Better. Okay. Okay, it's coming out. It's wiggling and it's out. No chips, no cracks. What's the condition difference is? Seems pretty good. It's a martini vermouth. Nice. Hello YouTube, Cameron here, and I have good and bad news. First, this is that weird plastic container I found earlier in the video. It's a weird metal container, I mean. And I managed to get it open, unfortunately not without damaging it by accident. But anyway, that's not the hard part. It's a container that had a glass perfume bottle inside. And I'm not sure if you can see, but it says Cody and has their logo. And I got it open, and unfortunately it seems like the perfume bottle is broken. Time to take it out, but it's definitely broken if you look at it. Sad. Would have been nice. Oh well, I'll save the stopper. Yeah. Oh well, oh, it would have been a nice one. And the label's still there. Oh, look at that. That would have been a beautiful bottle. What makes it especially nice is, crap, it's delicate. Still has the label intact. Look at that. I'll try to save that. Look at that label. The label survived in like mint condition, even though it fell off. Look at that. Oh, that's so sad. And the stopper still has a seal on it. It looks like it may have never even been opened. Oh, that's really sad. Would have been a nice bottle too. Oh well. Clearly broken. Hey guys, I'm back with a review. Let's start with what may or may not be the best find. It is the rarest Pepsi can ever made. At least as far as according to what I found on the internet, well, multiple people described it as the rarest Pepsi can ever made. It was made for 1 year, 1967. Yes, most of the dump is older than that, but there is an upper layer that's newer, which I normally tend to not pay too much attention to, but some of that stuff does have value, like this. And the original pull tab was still inside, which I'll show you in a moment. Unfortunately, it's badly dented, as you can see, and has a few holes in it. Oh well. It still has some value, I'm sure, even like this, but look at that. It's the rarest. It's from when they were trying to imitate the Coca-Cola style, can style at the time, which I'll show an example of now. Which, as you can see, starting in 1955, had a diamond-shaped label, kind of resembling some of their earlier straight-sided bottles, I guess you could say. But as you can see, Pepsi tried to imitate that in 1967. Didn't work out. So they stopped after a year, or maybe even less than it, I'm not sure. But yeah, look at that. That's cool. Vintage can. Some of the newest stuff in the dump, most of the stuff is way older than that. Most of it's 40s, 50s. It's still a really cool find. See, new all aluminum. That's cool. And, sneak peek, I will dig more of them. Still in poor condition though. I did dig 2 more of them. That one I haven't cleaned up yet. In the upcoming video. I don't know why I'm giving you a spoiler. I guess because you're going to see it in the background anyway. Unfortunately though, so far I have not found one not dented. To be fair, when it's thrown out in the dump, even if it wasn't crushed by the people who drink it, I don't know if it was or not, it still would have probably been crushed in the process of being dumped. Take it like, you know, mixing with all the bottles and concrete and all the other stuff that was in the dump. Especially the upper layer had a lot of concrete, so it's, of course, you know, kind of roughly handled, to be fair. Oh well, because it's not like they were thinking about the future collectability of their drinks when they threw it out. And yes, there were bottle collectors back then. They wouldn't have cared about something. They wouldn't. Same reason that I don't save bottles that are modern now. Because while yes, they may have value in the future, that's in the much farther future in most cases, eh? Yeah. Nice though. Pretty cool. Okay, and I'll quickly show you the pull tab, which looks, which was inside. Yes, and the interesting thing is I found a bunch of these pull tabs in the dump. I don't know if they would have all belonged to Pepsi cans or not. They could have belonged to other types of cans too. But this was the Pepsi can was the only aluminum one I found in the dump. I found a bunch of iron ones, even in the 60s section, even though most of them were pretty readable labels, were also equally flattened. But since they also had a lot of rust, they were not worth saving. So they were in much worse condition because they were not aluminum. Yeah, so let's focus on the review. This is something interesting I found. It's a stencil of the letter M. Don't know what it would have been for. At least I think that's an M. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. And this, unfortunately, is badly damaged, but still photos were taken for showing, and I guess sculpting, because unfortunately it's too far gone for collecting, probably, unless it turns out to be really rare. I haven't researched it yet. It says Nosco Plastics, USA. This is probably from the 40s or 50s. But everything else is from the older section. Yeah, so there you are. Oh well, info has a big chip out of it, as you can see. Oh well, this is Los Angeles, which is kind of interesting. Then Sheffield. This is pretty interesting because it has the full date, which is, many bottles have this last 2 digits, but to have the full date like spelled out like this is, at least in America, not super common. So it's kind of interesting. Assuming that it is the date, 1947. Yeah, usually it would just say the last 2 digits for most bottles, including by this company specifically. Cool. So that's a Sheffield store bottle. Yeah. And then there's this, which I guess is the handle to something. At first I thought it was glass. I actually dug it a while ago, but I hadn't ended up taking it for some reason, because I thought it was broken until later I realized it wasn't. Still don't know. I don't. Would it have been a handle or what? I still don't know what this thing would have been. Kind of interesting. It looks like glass, but it's really not glass. It's just very interesting style of plastic that resembles glass closely. Yeah. but it's definitely not glass, even though it could be some unusual form of plastic. Let me get it to focus. It does have this hole right here. I'm trying to figure out where it would have been, and it has this. This probably would have attached to something. I really don't know though. What? Oh well, let me know if you have any idea. It's quite weird though. Next, this is the newest bottle of the day. It's probably 60s, but it could be late 50s. Like by that I mean very late. Probably more like 60s. Actually, almost definitely 60s. But the murine for the eyes, I saved this. I don't know. It's probably not gonna go in my collection, but it might be good to sell. Pretty interesting though. It does not have a zip code, which is a good sign. If it had a zip code, I would be assume it was newer, but it could be late 50s, probably more like early 60s. Yeah. Early to mid 60s. I don't know exactly when they started using zip codes. But interesting though. Yeah. It's plastic, but still kind of cool bottle. To be fair. I don't normally take that kind of stuff. I prefer older stuff. Of course, if I could find an older dump, I would dig an older dump. It's a little interesting though, even if it's not gonna fit. Most of it's not gonna fit collect for myself. Atlas Strong Shoulder Mason. I dig a ton of these of this specific size and style. And Atlas in general. Then there's this Waterman's ink. That's probably a bit of an older one. Might be like 30s or so, maybe even 20s. Probably more like 30s. Quite heavy though. Yeah, slightly larger size compared to what I usually dig. Then this one is the one item, the one whole bottle I got from that night when I visited the 1910 dump. It's machine made, but it's earlier machine made. It has a lot of bubbles in it. Including that big one there, which I can feel the rise of the bubble if I stick my finger in here. You can see it has a lot of bubbles. Oh well, fortunately. It's the only whole bottle I got in a long period of digging. Then there's this toy table, this toy dresser with a mirror. Get it to focus. Yeah. Then I got a Coca-Cola. This one's from New York, which is what I usually find. This one's for selling, of course, and so is most of the stuff here. This is from 1949. Yeah. Then I dug two of these. This is probably a sample size. I still don't know what it is though. It has like a little leaf branch with leaves on it. At first, when I first found one of these, which I found one other one outside of this dump, which was a larger size. I thought it was a salad dressing based on the style and the leaf, but now I really have no idea what it is. But I do have one hint, which is the item that would have been on the end of that little, and also I'm confused by that little rod you see inside. As you can see, something would have been attached on the end. And that's where we continue with our clues, even though it doesn't help me too much. There's this, which you may think is a cork, but it's not. A piece of it fell out and I felt it and it just crumbled, which would not happen with a cork. At least not the way it did. That is, I think, the remains of, and by this stuff is from the 1930s section, these two bottles with leaves on it. So I should have clarified that. That is sponge, or what's left of it. There would have been a sponge on the end of the rod, is the point I'm making. Don't know what it would have been for though. And this, decent condition. It did develop, unfortunately, a few bruises, but it is quite a bit older. It's a paperweight. Unfortunately, it does have it did develop, as you can see, one bruise there. Fortunately, relatively minor though, and does have some wear on it. And I do not think that's my fault. I think there's already like that. And yeah, just actually one minor bruise here and one bruise here. So 3 very minor bruises and a few scratches. But overall, it's a good find. Very heavy. Clearly a paperweight. Unfortunately, even though this is to be expected for a dump, since this is the kind that would have had a picture inserted in the back here, you can tell by how it's styled at the corners and stuff. And because I have a picture paperweight at home that still has the picture that I did not dig, to be clear, I purchased. I have one from the early 1900s that I bought for $1 of the obelisk in Central Park. On the other hand, I do not know about this one. Well, it would have had a picture though, I can tell. And unfortunately the picture is long gone. Even though, of course, that's to be expected. Unless it was sealed in by like a second layer of glass or something like that, the picture wouldn't have survived. Or some sort of very protective backing. Even though I guess it could have, because to be fair, sometimes paper labels can survive. And I have found plenty of the remains of pictures, like just the plastic sheets that would have been part of it. The rest is all decomposed. Next is a really good find. This is the third one of these. I think it's the fourth one of these I dug, but it's the third one that I've been able to get out of the dump, because as you've seen in an earlier video, if you've seen that earlier video, farmer's dump, I can't remember the number, I think it was number 10, I'm not sure. If you're curious. There was one that was held in by roots that was, well, definitely whole, I couldn't get it out. But in terms of one, I've been able to get 3 out of the dump, and there's 1 still in the dump waiting for me. Not including the ones that, there's probably potentially more of them buried in the dump, to be fair. So there's probably more than 1 waiting in the dump. This is from the 30s section, probably dates to 1930s. And this one, unlike the others, still has a little bit of the seal left, unfortunately not readable though. But yeah, it's pretty cool. For those of you who haven't seen it, it is for martini cocktail used for martini vermouth, and it says it in Italian too. And the bottle is made in Italy. Oh, oops! I guess I have to clean that better on because I missed some dirt. Okay, 1 more bottle. This one's not too interesting. I do believe it may be a 3-in-1 oil or some sort of oil bottle. Kind of interesting, Art Deco-ish. It does have the original lid, which is kind of interesting. Okay. Just checking something. I thought I saw. I see. Is that text? No, it's not. I thought I saw letters. No, it's just lines along the lid. You see what I mean? I mistook that for letters. Okay. Well, interesting though. And unfortunately, there's liquid in it that I can't get out because I think it's just water. Okay, I think that's everything for that trip. Yep. Bye. Thank you for watching.